Hi, this is Town of North Hempstead Supervisor Judy Bosworth. In the interest of keeping our senior population safe, we have partnered with our Project Independence fitness instructors to provide virtual classes. This way, you can still get the exercise you're used to from the safety of your home. Please enjoy.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I will be guiding you through this gentle yoga class. If you're seated on a mat, you should have props available, maybe blocks or a bolster. You can roll up towels, anything that you feel you would need to bring the earth a little bit closer and help you get into the pose a little bit deeper. You can also take this class seated on a sturdy chair. Making sure the chair doesn't slide or move forward, especially if you come forward in the chair. I'll cue some poses on the chair, and you can follow along as I'm guiding this class. So let's all start out by finding a nice comfortable seat, whether that is on your mat or you're on a chair. Right now, I like to always start out seated on blocks or towel, something that brings my hips up a little bit and helps align the spine in the very beginning of class. I can remove it at any time as I'm feeling a little bit more grounded. So let's again just start out by finding that nice, comfortable seat. Taking breaths in and out through the nose, gentle breaths in and gentle breaths out. Those inhales are the positive breaths. As you're bringing that breath in, you want to bring in positive thoughts. So think of something that just makes you happy, makes you smile. And as you exhale and release tension that maybe you're holding in on those exhales. So inhales, we bring in that positive breath through the nose, and exhales, we release and let the body soften. So just continue with that breath, positive breaths in and exhaling to release and let go. And as you're finding your breath, as you're relaxing into your breath, see if you can find balance in the seat, not favoring one side or the other. We all tend to favor one side or another, but see if, especially on those exhales, when you release the breath, if you could just almost melt into the seat and not finding that you're leaning on one side or the other, just finding that nice balance. When we start out in yoga, when we're seated, our seat is our foundation, and you always want your foundation to be as balanced as possible. When later in the class, when we stand, your feet are your foundation, and you want to make sure you have balance on your feet. So for now, let's find the balance on the seat. Gentle breaths in. And on that exhale, just release all the way from the top of the spine. Just imagine like that elevator going down. And as you get to the seat, you're really softening that spine. You're really releasing tension. Anything that holds you in tight, you want to let go on that exhale. Nice, full, positive breath in. Chest rises up. Crown of the head reaches up toward the sky. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Exhale and release, finding balance in the seat. Beautiful. Let's all bring our arms to a T now. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Turn the palms up toward the sky and inhale those hands up, keeping the arms nice and engaged. Exhale, turning the palms down toward the earth. Fingertips just tap the earth. Inhale, connect to your breath. Fingertips are rising up. Let's turn those hands down. This time, tap the back of your hands over your head and then exhale, lowering down. And one more time, inhale those hands up. Turn the palms and connect the back of the hands. Exhale, lowering the fingertips down. And this time, we're going to bring those hands up over the head, palms and fingers together, lowering to heart center. And this is the part of the class always done in the beginning where you want to set your intention. Your intention is something that you intend to accomplish. Maybe it's just coming to class today and you've accomplished that already, and that's great. Or maybe you want to accomplish something during class today. Maybe it's finding balance or finding more alignment or just having a wonderful connecting class. So whatever that intention is, it's for you. Take a nice full breath in and a big open mouth exhale. And then just return to the rhythm of your natural breath and maybe dedicate your practice to someone or something. Again, should be someone or something who is positive in your life. It could be a friend, a pet, whoever or whatever it is. Just making sure that when you come back to your dedication throughout your class, that it's somebody who's going to make you smile. Nice full breath in. And again, big exhale. This time we're going to inhale those fingertips up toward the sky, cross all the fingers, turn the palms up, and exhale, lowering those arms down, pushing the palms forward as you lower down to keep those arms nice and engaged. Keeping that alignment, inhale up. And again, exhale down. So we're rotating the shoulders here as we lower down, keeping those arms fully engaged. Inhale, rising up. Very nice. And one more time, exhale, lowering down. And then we're just going to place our hands right on the front of the knees. We're going to start out again by warming up our cervical spine a little bit. Shoulders are stacked over the hips, still maintaining that balance in the seat. If you're seated on something and you want to remove it, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that. So we are seated for quite a while in the beginning of class. So at any time, if you want to stretch out your legs, if you're on the chair, you can lift a knee up. You can always just take the time listening to your body. Your body is telling you exactly what it needs. I always keep my blocks nearby. Sometimes I just feel like I want a little bit of a lift, or I just want them nearby for the next pose. So find that nice yoga seat, shoulders stacked, spine aligned, crown of the head is reaching up. And let's just start by looking to the right and pause, and center and pause, and then to the left and pause. And just do that a few times on your own, not rushing through it. You don't want to rush through when we're stretching our cervical spine. And just a few more times, breathing through it. I do cue breath a lot. If I'm not cueing breath, doesn't mean you should hold your breath. So don't hold your breath, okay? And let's all gaze forward and slowly start to lower that right ear toward the right shoulder. So we're stretching out the left side of the neck. You want to make sure you're lowering the right ear toward the shoulder, that you're not lifting the shoulder up. And you're guiding, you're never forcing. Remember, it's a gentle guide. Sometimes you may go deeper into poses and then it's a deeper guide, but it's a guide, it's not a force. Listening to your body, know your limits, and slowly exhale, rolling that chin toward the chest. And then we're just gonna roll our head back, nice and slow. Don't go back too far, and gazing forward. And now we're gonna do the same stretch on the left side. So we're gonna lower the left ear toward the left shoulder, but we're actually stretching out the right side of the neck. And this is definitely one of those poses where you notice a big difference in maybe one side of the neck to the other side of the neck. Maybe one side you can go deeper and the other side not as deep. Just listen to the body. And exhale, rolling that chin toward your chest nice and slow. Inhale to rise up and roll back very gently and gazing forward. Let's go ahead and bring our arms to a T here, palms up. Inhale those fingers up, Cross all the fingers, turn the palms up, slowly lower down, exhale. Inhale, still pushing, still engaging those arms. When those arms are engaged, you're strengthening. So if your arms are kind of soft like this, you're really not getting as much out of this wonderful stretch. Right now, if you're pushing forward, those arms are engaged, you'll notice your muscles are probably bulging out a little bit. One more time, let's exhale, lower down, and then inhale. This time we're gonna take a twist to the right. So hips are forward, with the upper body, we're twisting to the right. The right hand comes behind the back, nice and close to the spine. You wanna stay aligned. If that right hand goes back too far, you may find yourself sliding or arcing the back. This way, with that right hand nice and close, it keeps you sturdy. It's like an anchor back there. Left hand's on the outside of that right knee. We inhale. And exhale, we guide the body in the twist to the right. So it's the upper body is twisting to the right. And it's a gentle guide. Inhale to lengthen. And remember, those exhales, that's when we let go of the tension and the body softens. And if you're really doing that well, you'll find you may be able to come into the twist a little bit deeper by guiding. So it's breath in and exhale, release. Oh yeah. Nice gentle guide still. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then we slowly come out of a twist. The spine's in a lot of different positions behind you. So come out nice and slow. Inhale those hands up, nice stretch, line that spine, beautiful. Let's exhale now in the opposite direction. So you've got the left hand behind the back now, right hand's on the outside of that left knee. We're gonna inhale and exhale, twist a little bit here, upper body, hips are forward, and continue with that pattern, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale one more time. Let's really focus on that exhale, the softening. And notice how the body's able to twist. That's when we twist. We're not twisting when we're inhaling. We're twisting when we exhale. And slowly come back to center. Bring those arms to a T. Realign that spine. Oh, it's so nice, right? And then lower down. So we're going to do some seated cat and cows, and that will warm up the rest of the spine. It'll allow the spine to stretch, just like we did with the cervical spine. Even though with the stretching, we're actually warming up our organs too. So let's find that yoga seat. Hands come right in front of the knees, shoulders are stacked over the hips, spine's aligned, crown of the head's reaching up, and we'll start out with cow. So cow is the inhale because we rise up. Rise up, chest rises up. My arms are soft, abdomen comes forward, gazing up toward the sky. And then the exhale, we're releasing and softening. The arms are straightening out, chin to chest, spine's rounding. Inhale, coming back into cow, nice and slow. If you're on the chair, you may want to move a little bit forward. On the chair, just make sure that the chair is nice and sturdy. So when you come into cat, you have some distance to go behind you. You can round the spine without just kind of connecting with the chair. Inhale. And take about 2 more cat and cows at your own pace. Cat, we round the spine. We exhale. Arms are straight, nice and engaged. Inhale, we power up into cow. And exhale. And then we'll just meet in our nice yoga seat. Bring those arms to a T. Turn the palms up. Inhale up. And exhale, lowering down. Fingers just tap the earth. So now we're going to stretch out our sides. So just slowly walk the right hand to the right side of your mat. You can, if you have a block or books, you can even use a hardcover book. You can place the hand on the block and that brings the earth a little bit closer, or you can actually put your forearm on the block. Whatever is more comfortable for you. I just keep mine handy. I never know if I'm going to use it or not, or how I'm going to use it. So we're grounding that right palm in the earth. Let's lift the left hand up. So from here, you've got a lot of options. You can certainly reach all the way over to the right side. You can bring that right hand up or that elbow up. Inhale and exhale. Maybe on the exhale, when the body softens, is when you fold. If you feel the left side's lifting up, you can use that right hand to kind of slide you down so you keep that seat nice and balanced. And then push that right hand and come on up. Inhale those hands up. And let's do the same thing on the left side. So I've got my block nice and handy. Ground that left hand in the earth. Right hand comes up and over. Or it's the elbow. Any discomfort in the shoulder, listen to your body. It's going to tell you if this feels good, if this feels right. Inhale the right hand and exhale. You don't have to force a fold down to the forearm. You could just exhale to release the breath, and that will give you kind of a natural fold. And one more time. And then push yourself up, pushing onto that left palm. Inhale those hands, and then lower onto the knees. We're going to come into a very gentle forward fold, and then we're going to meet in our tabletop and come up and do some standing poses. So if you have your blocks nearby, you can go ahead and grab a block or a pillow. We're going to take our thumbs and just place your thumbs right in your hip crease. So locate that hip crease. We're going to be hinging from the hip crease to forward fold. We're not going to just round the spine and come into a forward fold. That is a good forward fold, but that's not what we're going for right now. We want to stay nice and aligned. So let's bring the chest up toward the sky and exhale and slowly start to lower down. When you start to notice maybe your neck is rounding or your spine is rounding, that's when you want to bring your hands out in front of you. Just keep the spine aligned as much as possible. You can come onto your blocks, maybe bringing your forearms on your block. Just coming into a very gentle seated forward fold. If you are on your chair, you can cross arm and just put your arms on the chair and just hinge forward as you feel comfortable, as it feels right. And then slowly start to walk yourself up and help those knees together. Before we come into tabletop, stretch the legs out a little bit, especially if you've been seated cross-legged for a while. Maybe flex the feet as you're reaching up. Engage your core muscles if your heel isn't on the earth. All right, so let's go ahead and bring those knees together and we'll meet in tabletop. If you have a towel and you want to put a towel underneath your knees or a blanket, you should do that. I always do that, but I have a lot of cushion here right now, so I don't need it. I've got 2 yoga mats. I've got a towel under here, so it's nice and cushioned. I don't feel any discomfort. Normally, I would put something under my knees. So my shoulders are stacked over the wrists, hips are over the knees, tops of the feet are on the earth, heels are aligned. Your feet are aligned behind the knee. So when you look between your knees, you don't see your feet. You may see a little bit of your feet. And remember, you're gazing toward the front of the mat. You're not gazing up because you want to keep the cervical spine aligned with the rest of the spine. Let's just start out by moving the hips from side to side. We were seated for a little more than 15 minutes, so you want to get some rotation in those hips. Moving from side to side. And if you're on the chair, you may just want to kind of sway to one side or the other. Again, as long as that chair is sturdy. And let's start to engage the shoulders here. So you're moving the hips to the left and maybe the shoulders to the right. Doing this nice and slow. Hips to the right, shoulders to the left. Now we're getting a twist in here. We're stretching. There's a lot going on. And just do it mindfully. And one more time. And then coming to your neutral tabletop, we're going to lower our seat toward our heels, coming into child's pose, which is a pose that we come into during a yoga class when you want a little bit of a break. So if you feel you need a break, so you can either lower your seat onto your heels, or if you have a block, you can lower the seat onto the block, whatever you're feeling, or a towel. So you want to bring those hands out in front of you, and the palms are nice and grounded in the earth. So you can see my seat is up a little bit. When your hands are out in front of you, you can almost slide like you're sliding the mat in front of you. And what that does is it helps to get your seat closer toward your heels. And that's it. Keeping the arms nice and engaged. And let's slowly start to move into our tabletop. Finding that neutral tabletop. So if you came into a little bit of a wide leg child's pose, get those knees back in line. We're going to curl our toes under, and we're going to meet in downward dog. If you're not into downward dog today, then simply stay in tabletop and continue to move the hips. So you want to have your ears kind of between your biceps, and just like we did in child's pose when we were sliding the mat forward, continue to do that because that helps to get the weight off the arms and onto the heels. So just keep moving, softening one knee, softening the other, taking any movement in your first downward dog that you feel your body needs. Nice. So let's start to walk our hands toward our feet at the back of the mat. Softening those knees. And then we're going to inhale, we're going to come right to a half lift. So bringing your hands to your shins, hinging forward from the hips, exhale into a forward fold, softening the knees, and then if you want to straighten the knees out, you can do that too. Let's come back into that half lift. Exhale, lowering down into your forward fold, and we're going to slowly rise up, one vertebra at a time. When the crown is up, then let's sweep those arms up and come into a nice full body stretch. And then we're going to exhale, diving down again into that forward fold. Half lift. Exhale into the forward fold and slowly rise up. Bringing those hands up, palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. So from here, we're going to come right into warrior one. So the shoulders are stacked over the hips. Feet are grounded very close to each other under the hips. Palms are together for balance. We're going to start out by sending the right foot forward. So the right foot comes forward, right knee comes over that right ankle, left foot is at a 45-degree angle, and when you look between your feet, there's a little bit of space. So in warrior two, the feet intersect. The right heel intersects the middle of the left foot. In warrior two, there's a little bit of space. So if I slide this block between, there's no intersection, right? So right knee over the right ankle, left foot's at a 45-degree angle, hips are forward. So how do you know if your hips are forward in the right place? You take your hands and you put them on the hip and you just kind of guide them. Okay, forward. Right knee over the right ankle. Bringing those hands up. Beautiful. Palms are facing each other. Engaging that core. Fingertips are reaching up. Nice. We're just going to lower our left hand onto the back of that left leg. Right fingertips are reaching up toward the sky. We have a nice dual action going on here. Right fingertips are reaching up. I'm gazing at my right thumb. And on the exhale, I soften. So I'm lowering my hips as I soften. And that left hand comes down the left leg just a little bit. Inhale, reaching up, nice stretch. And the exhale, the left hand lowers down, nice. And now we're going to bring that left hand to meet the right, keeping those legs in warrior one. And let's take a nice twist. So we're twisting, the left hand's coming behind, right fingertips are reaching in front, palms are facing the wall to the left. And now we're in this nice twist with the upper body, trying to keep that hip as straight as possible. See, I'm actually guiding it forward because it does come back. So just listen to the body and try to, keep the hips as straight as you can. If you're on the chair, you're using that upper body. You're coming into warrior one. You can slide a little bit toward the front of the chair. If you want to find your legs in Warrior One, too, you could just do the arms. Let's find our way right back into Warrior One. Nice. We're going to bring the hands together and lower to heart center. And then we're going to bring the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat. So you can step it, or you could take one big step. Whatever works for you here. So you stay at the front of the mat. I'm just going to come here so you can see from here. Let's take a nice full breath in. Nice full body stretch, palms and fingers together. Beautiful. So now that you're at the front of the mat, we're going to send the right foot back this time. 45-degree angle, and you can see here that my feet are not intersecting. My left knee is over the left ankle. My hips are forward. Inhaling, those hands up. Shoulders are down away from the ears. For some reason, when we lift our arms up, I guess it makes sense, our shoulders come up. But see if you can kind of allow, especially on that exhale, shoulders coming down. Let's lower the right hand this time on that right leg. Left fingertips reaching up toward the sky, gazing at that left thumb. So there's a lot going on here. Inhaling, exhale, we soften, lowering the pelvis down toward the earth. Right hand comes down that right leg. Inhale, gazing up. Nice. Bring that right hand up. Now we're going to take that twist to the right. So I'm going to come back on here, finding my Warrior One, and now the right hand comes back. Palms are facing forward, trying to keep that hip. See, that hip likes to turn, so I'm trying to keep that hip as forward as possible as I'm trying to focus on my upper body here. Left knee over that left ankle. Again, if you're on the chair, use the arms. Twist upper waist, or if you can, come to the end of your chair a little bit to the corner, making sure that's safe. You can bring your left knee over that left ankle and send that right leg back a little bit. Nice. Let's come on back into Warrior One. Nice full Warrior One. Bring those hands together and lower to heart center. Now we're going to bring that right foot to meet the left foot at the front of the mat. So just like we did on the other side, you can kind of skip the foot up or take one big step. So wherever you're at in the mat, so now you're kind of facing, you should be at the back of your mat. We're going to inhale those hands up and bring those hands together and lower to heart center. Now we're going to come into Warrior Two. So we're going to send the right foot forward just like we did in Warrior One. And you're going to pivot that left foot so it's parallel with your with the back of the mat. So you have the right knee over the right ankle. If you find that knee is passing the right ankle, that could just mean your feet are too close together. So you could just kind of send that foot out a little bit further. Left foot's at that 45-degree. This is what I was talking about before. I'm kind of like, there's like an imaginary line where my right heel is intersecting that left foot. Warrior Two, bringing the arms to a T. That back hand stays up with the shoulder, just like the front hand. So if you want, you can bring the shoulder blades together behind you, not the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and that helps you to open up the chest a little bit. We're gazing over those right fingertips. Right knee stays over. And we're going to turn the right palm up and come into a nice peaceful warrior. So the right hand's coming up and over. Listen to the body here. We're stretching the right side. So if you're moving and something doesn't feel right, listen to the body. Maybe today you're here and you're reaching the hand up, or maybe today you're deep on this side and the other side you're not. So important to listen to your body. Inhales, we're stretching. Exhales, we're folding very gently, maybe just enough to allow the breath to release. And then let's come on back into Warrior Two. Nice full Warrior Two. Inhales and exhales. Now we're going to straighten that right knee and pivot the right foot forward. So we're coming into a wide leg forward fold before we come into the left-sided warrior two. So we're going to be hinging from our hips and lowering down into the forward fold. You have a lot of options here. You can heel toe the feet closer or heel toe the feet a little further apart. You can angle the toes in, or maybe you're in a great position now. You can soften the knees, you can keep them straight. So one very important pose to listen to your body. You know what's going on. So let's start out by softening the knees just a little bit, hinging forward and lowering down. Now we're just going to lower the hands down, grabbing onto opposite elbows here. We're going to come into a ragdoll wide leg forward fold. So maybe just move that right elbow to the right knee and the left elbow to the left knee. And just do this a few times, taking your time, trying to release any tension in that lower back. You don't want to be hanging and tightening up the lower back. You want to release the tension. So focus on the strength of your legs here too. And just take a couple of more movements here. See, just like let it go from the neck too. And then slowly lowering the hands to the earth. Soften the knees. We're going to rise up nice and slow. And the crown being the last to rise up. Bring those arms to a T. Inhale those hands up. Nice wide leg forward fold stretch. Palms and fingers together. Let's pivot the left toe now toward the left side of the room. Straightening out that back leg. That foot is engaged. It's grounded. Left knee's over the left ankle. And we're just going to take a nice stretch coming into warrior two. Left palm up, peaceful warrior. Right hand on that right leg. Stretching the left side. Inhale and exhale. Nice stretch. Feels good. Should feel good. And then let's come on back into warrior two. Full breath in and out. So it's gazing over that left hand. Now we straighten that left knee. Pivot that left foot forward. Hinging from the hips right back down into that wide leg forward fold. You can soften the knees here, whatever feels right. We're just going to walk both hands to the right foot. So you can soften that right knee and keep the left foot grounded in the earth. We're engaging this whole left leg. This is really going to help to stretch the hamstring. So you've got both hands on the inside of that right foot. If you can bring that right shoulder to the inside of that right knee, you can lower down as much as you feel you'd like to, or if it feels good, or you should stay up here. Whatever's working for you today. And then let's straighten out that right leg, slowly walking both hands to that left foot. That right foot's nice and grounded. Left shoulder's on the inside of that left knee. Oh, I'm going to move that up a little bit. Keep engaging that right leg, stretching out that hamstring. The right foot's grounded. Left shoulder's on the inside of that left knee. I'm really feeling it. It's a good stretch. And then let's walk ourselves back to center. Slowly rise up, engaging the legs, heel-toeing the feet together, taking your time. Inhale those hands up, nice full body stretch, palms and fingers together, lowering to heart center. Now we're going to come into tree pose. So remember we talked about balance on the seat at the beginning of class. So now we're really focusing on balancing on the feet. So let's bring those hands to heart center, and we're going to start to just hinge all of our weight onto the right foot. My shoulders are stacked, my spine's aligned, crown of the head's reaching up, that right foot's nice and grounded in the earth. And once I've shifted as much of my weight as I can onto my right leg and my right foot, you pivot the left foot toward the left side of the room. So it's a whole leg, right from the hip down. And then I'm locating a spot on my wall that's not moving, my dristy. Keeping those hands together. You can go ahead and bring that left foot anywhere on the inside of that right leg, above the knee or below. You don't want any part of the left foot touching the right knee, because if you slip, you could really knock into that knee. You don't want to do that. So wherever you're at today, if you come out, you come right back in. You can also just lean that left heel up against the right ankle. You can come into a half lotus if you have that in your practice today. Some days I have it, some days I don't. We can inhale the hands up, gazing at the drishti, and open up our branches. Maybe it's a little windy out, you're moving your branches and your fingers. And then inhale those hands up, lower down. Bring that left knee up in front of you, extend and lower down. Nice. And then just kind of shake out that right side. Beautiful. Inhale those hands up. Palms and fingers together, lower to heart center. Let's start to shift all that weight into the left foot now. Okay? Really kind of feel what it feels like underneath that left foot. And then we're going to send that right knee to the right side. Bring that right heel to the inside of that left leg, above or below the knee. And then let's go ahead, locate your drishti, that spot on the wall that's not moving. Open up your branches. One side's very different than the other. I can usually find a half a lotus on my left side, but never on this side, and that's fine. I'm listening to my body. Lowering the hands to heart center. Bring that right knee up in front. Oops. Extend out and lower down. Very nice. So let's all come to the front of the mat, wherever the front of your mat is. Inhale the hands up. Nice full body standing stretch. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale to that half lift. Hinging from the hips. You can bring the fingertips to the earth, to the shins, onto a block. And exhale into the forward fold. We're going to send our feet back, coming into our final downward dog or tabletop, wherever you're at. Taking some movement with those feet, pushing that weight back onto the heels by sliding the palms forward. Coming to stillness, lowering the knees to the earth. Finding that wide leg child's pose. Maybe bringing the knees to the edges of the mat. Exhaling, lowering the chest toward the earth. Hands are up in front. You can move them down if you want, bringing them back toward the feet. Listening to the body, don't put too much pressure on the neck. And slowly start to walk yourself up to a comfortable seat. And then you're going to find yourself in the middle of your mat. Just like this. Feet are in front of you, halfway between your seats, halfway right in the middle. And we're going to slowly lower ourselves onto our backs. You can engage the core, or you can roll down with your hands behind your legs, right behind your hamstrings here, or on the hamstrings. Or you can do some core work. Let's take 3 breaths. Palms are facing each other. Engage the core. Use that strength. Use the muscle core work here. And 2, 1, down. Nice. So when you get to the shoulders, bring those knees in. Give yourself a hug. Move from side to side. Massage that back. Very nice. Come to stillness. Bringing those arms to a 2. Then lowering both legs toward the right side. Coming into a reclining twist. It's a lot of tension in the lower back. So when you're in that reclining twist, the tension is in the lower back. It's holding you in below the lower back and above. So we're going to take a nice full breath here. And on the exhale, see if you can release that tension. It's so important to let go of the tension that keeps you so tight in. One more time. Exhale. Nice. And just hold here, not your breath, just the pose. You can bring the knees up high. You can extend that left leg out. You can grab the left toe. Any wide leg, any reclining twist that's comfortable for you. And then we're just going to slowly roll onto our back. This time we're going to grab onto the front of the knees, but not bring the knees together. Just kind of have them open a little bit, and now rolling from side to side. And don't be afraid to go all the way down on one side, massaging the sides. And then we're going to bring the arms to a T and lower both legs to the left side, gazing over to the right, releasing the tension in the lower back. Gazing over toward the right. One more breath, nice deep. Exhale. Nice. And slowly again, roll yourself onto the back. Hands on the front of the knees, moving from side to side. Coming to stillness here, we're going to come into an inversion. So you can, if you have your blocks handy, or if you want to just bring your hands underneath, we're just going to send those feet up. Pointing and flexing the feet. Just a few times. Inversions are so important, especially for the feet and legs, taking a lot of the pressure off. Rolling the ankles a little bit. Taking a few more breaths. Beautiful. And we're going to come right into our happy baby from here. So remove whatever you have under your lower back that was under your sacrum. Coming into your happy baby, grabbing the outside of your feet. Hands, arms are on the inside of the knees. The ankle, the heel is aligned over the knee. And you're just kind of slowly pushing down on the feet, guiding the knees down toward the earth, moving from side to side. You can go ahead and straighten out one leg, straighten out both legs, whatever feels good in your happy baby. Moving from side to side. And slowly guiding the feet together, lowering them down toward the earth. Just for a breath or two, coming into reclining butterfly pose. Palms are facing up toward the sky. And pushing the soles of the feet together and the knees together, extending the legs out, and finding that Shavasana now. Gently closing your eyes, just for a moment or two. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently closing the eyes. Exhaling to melt into the mat. Take a nice full breath in here with your palms up toward the sky. And a big exhale. Releasing, releasing. And start to move your head from side to side. Wiggle those fingers and toes. Move those wrists and ankles, awakening the body. Bringing those hands up over the head, extending the feet out. Nice full body reclining stretch. Walk those knees in toward the chest. Start to roll onto the right side, coming into Garbhasana, Fetal Pose. Garbhasana's Fetal Pose, that right arm is your pillow. The left hand comes to the earth, right in front of the heart. Knees in nice and close. Fetal Pose represents a fresh start and a new beginning. I love how class comes to an end, thinking about a fresh start and a new beginning. Slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seat, finding that original yoga seat we had in the beginning of class, finding that balance, taking in a full breath. Big exhale, arms to a T, palms up, hands and fingers together, and lowering to heart center. Shoulders are stacked. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to guide you through this yoga practice. It was an honor. I hope that you all enjoyed, and I hope that you all continue to take our virtual Project Independence exercise classes. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Peace. Peace to you and to all of your families. Namaste.